As a vet physio, most of my holidays end up having animal themes to them, and Bolsover Castle was no different. It was built in 1600 by William Cavendish and his architect, and the first building that I ran to was the equestrian block. So it had a smithery and a forge which used to be in here, used to house William's horses, and also had an indoor menage or school. So the section which would have had the horses in actually had a little model and had an old classical dressage saddle which I couldn't resist to have a sit in. There was also lots of fireplaces in here to keep the horses warm, so they were definitely horses of luxury. The menage itself had tiered seating and had a white pole in the middle and was much smaller than the ones we see today. So this was used to train the horses to do acrobatics and classical dressage movements. William himself loved his horses, and we found lots of different sketches around the castle that he had drawn himself. Now, as well as being a poet, a writer, a swordsman and a soldier, William is known as the Royal Master of the Horse, so he spent many years training his horses in the menage and is known as the founder of classical dressage today. Fun fact is that William's ghost is still known to haunt the castle and is known to slap ladies' bottoms on the wall walk as you go around the gardens. I wasn't so lucky, he didn't take a shine to me, but if he has taken a shine to you and you've been slapped, let me know in the comments. We ran to the safety of Little Castle, which although is called little, it certainly is not small by any means. There are loads of rooms to explore in here, and I was actually quite overwhelmed at how much you could actually visit. So most times you go to these places and they don't let you in a lot of the rooms, but there was so many that had ornate ceilings and furniture replicas from the 1600s which would set out as it would have been. During walking around the castle, I tried to find out a little bit more about William's horses. Now, I found out that one of them was called Les Superbes and the other one was called Maximilia. But other than this, I couldn't really discern any more information. So again, if you know any more about William's horses and their names and breeds, let me know. I do know he did have some transported over from Turkey, Portugal and South America, but that's about as far as the volunteers knew. There is quite a lot of stairs in this building, so have your Weetabix in the morning before you go right to the top. But I tell you, it was well worth it to see all of the different rooms and talk to all the volunteers there. Some of the volunteers told us that Bolsover is one of the most haunted castles in the UK, and that during the 1600s it was also the start of the witch trials. So even though William Cavendish himself didn't really believe in witches and demons, he did not want to take the chance, and he actually inscribed some different markings and symbols around the fireplaces and windowsills of the castle. Some of them can be found in his personal bathroom and also around the stables and the menage. These are called apotropaics and are anti-demonic or witch symbols which were thought to work a bit like dream catchers and catch the demons, so him and his horses were safe. You could only see them when you shone a torch down the stone face, so if you have been lucky enough to see some of these symbols, if you knew about them already, let me know in the comments, and equally if you've had your bottom slapped by William or know more about his horses, let me know. It's a fab day out and I recommend it to anyone.